Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first annual Oscar Games. I've been thinking of ways to get a little bit more creative on this channel instead of just doing one video a month updating you on Oscar predictions. I was trying to think what other stuff can I do that's a little more fun. And this was an idea that came to me. I've actually done this type of thing just for myself in previous Oscar years, and I thought, you know what? Why not share it with the internet and see what the reaction is? Let's hope this goes well. As some of you are probably aware, this website is from BrantSteele. It is a Hunger Games simulator that basically allows you to put 24 tributes, usually fictional characters, into the simulator and see how they would do when put into a fight to the death. And usually it is done with people or characters, but today I'm going to do it with movies. I am personifying these 24 movies and making them go head-to-head in a deadly battle because only one of them can be the coveted Best Picture winner. So a couple of disclaimers right off the bat. These 24 movies, I had to pick 24. I technically could have done one with 36 or 48, but then we'd be here forever. And I knew that no matter what movies I picked, I was going to get some people like, oh, why did you choose X and not Y? And this is just for fun. You will already notice the substance is in there. I don't actually believe that the substance is in the top 24 most likely to be nominated for Best Picture, but I thought I would throw that in there as a fun little wild card to make things more interesting. Same with the Wild Robot. I think originally I was planning on dividing each of them into teams or districts, and the last district would be Wild Card with the substance and the Wild Robot. But when I tried to put the other movies into teams, I couldn't really quite figure out how to do it. And so, yeah, just keep in mind that this is all for fun. If you are upset about certain movies being left out, I actually have here some of the movies that I considered for the other slots. The Seed of the Sacred Fig, Night Bitch, Joker, Folly Ado, All We Imagine Is Light, Nosferatu, The Piano Lesson, and Queer, just to name a few. If you really want to see those movies, then maybe I can do a part 2 where I really do 48 movies and it's just a whole long thing. Or I can also do a version of this for Best Actress or Best Actor and see the actual performances go head-to-head, or you could argue the characters go head-to-head. That's, I find, a little bit more fun. But for now, these are the 24 movies that we have going head-to-head against each other. And I will include the link in the video description in case you want to try this simulation for yourself. One last disclaimer. Obviously, the simulation is meant for actual people fighting each other and not movies that now have to be anthropomorphized. So the website does ask you to fill in he or she. Dang woke culture giving movies pronouns now. No, I just, if the movie has a male protagonist, I chose he. If the movie has a female protagonist, I chose she. And so that is how I will be referring to the movies. But to be honest, I might just refer to these movies as it, or just not specific. Okay. And just to refresh, the 24 movies are 24 tributes. Anora, The Apprentice, Baby Girl, Blitz, The Brutalist, Challengers, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, The Fire Inside, Gladiator 2, Hard Truths, I'm Still Here, The Life of Chuck, Nickel Boys, A Real Pain, The Room Next Door, Saturday Night, September 5th, Sing Sing, The Substance, Wicked, The Wild Robot. Okay, so place your bets now. Obviously, for those that don't know, this is entirely randomly generated. I can't edit it to give one movie an advantage over another. This is all completely random. And so we will have to see. You always get funny matchups with this. And so let's see. In case one of these 24 movies, I imagine it'd be one of these 24, ends up winning Best Picture. I am currently predicting Anora, but some people have The Brutalist, or even Conclave, or Blitz, Nickel Boys. A whole bunch of these movies have been thrown out as potential Best Picture movies. So I don't know. if this ends up correctly predicting the right Best Picture winner, I would be shocked. And I'm just going to butt in right now and say that this is actually the third time I've tried to record this. The first time I had a technical issue and it was just all messed up and I had to redo it. And but the first time I ran it, the winner was Saturday night, and it was surprisingly violent. And then the second time I tried to run it, the recording went fine, but the game itself was very boring because there was an arena event on day one, and like everybody was taken out super, super early. The whole thing lasted 3 days, and the winner was The Apprentice. So I just didn't feel like that would be the most entertaining. A very, very quick Hunger Games where the winner is Donald Trump. So I'm just gonna start afresh. The third time's the charm. Let's hope that this is the one that everything works out fine with the recording, and this is the one that makes it to YouTube. Place your bets now on who's going to win. May the odds be ever in your favor. The Bloodbath. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. Gladiator 2, Baby Girl, and Blitz work together to get as many supplies as possible. Okay, forming alliances already. I like that. The Wild Robot finds a bow, some arrows, and a quiver. Okay, living up to your name, Wild Robot. Saturday Night runs away from the cornucopia. The room next door stays at the cornucopia for resources. Conclave takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Whatever happened to Thou Shalt Not Harm? Sing Sing runs away from the cornucopia, not feeling too good about its chances after that box office performance. I'm Still Here clutches a first aid kit and runs away. The Life of Chuck severely slices challengers with a sword. Damn. First movie taken out of the competition is Challengers. I was really rooting for that one. And The Life of Chuck is proving itself as a surprise contender. Now, I will say, I don't know, by the time this video goes up, it's possible that Life of Chuck either will have gotten distribution or a release date, or maybe it's not even coming out this year. It's still kind of a wild card more than a week after it won TIFF, but we'll have to see. Maybe this is trying to tell me something, that it's going to win in the end. A complete unknown finds a bag full of explosives. Amelia Perez runs away from the cornucopia. So does Dune Part 2. Everybody's running away, even though those two movies are top awards contenders. Hard Truths retrieves a trident from inside the cornucopia. That would be a good weapon to have. You work on your pre-mortem one-liner. Here's a hard truth for you. You're dead. The Apprentice runs away from the cornucopia, as does Honora, two movies that I'm hoping are going to go the distance in the awards race. September 5th snaps a real pain's neck. Wow. That's a real pain for you. So that movie is the second movie to go. And September 5th, another audience TIFF movie that might have more of a life than we're expecting. We'll have to see. The Fire Inside runs away from the cornucopia. The Brutalist, The Substance, and Nickel Boys work together to get as many supplies as possible, again, forming alliances, and Wicked receives a trident from inside the cornucopia. Now, if only we're going to see Wicked and Hard Truths going head-to-head with their tridents. Nickel Boys sprays its ankle while running away from a complete unknown. That kind of reminds me of something that happens in the book, so I'm not going to comment on that. Baby Girl searches for a water source. Need that water to stay looking young for Harris Dickinson. I'm Still Here steals from the fire inside while she isn't looking. Conclave thinks about home. Oh, the Vatican. Saturday Night goes hunting. That's a lot of hunters. You gotta watch out for them. Wicked is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Gotta watch yourself, Elphaba. Amelia Perez explores the arena. Gladiator 2 begs for the life of Chuck to kill him. He refuses, keeping Gladiator 2 alive. But he knows that Life of Chuck is going to be the one to do it. That might be one of the more violent movies, as it turns out, on this particular game. Wait, I stand corrected, because Blitz throws a knife into the Brutalist's head. Oh, Blitz! Your movie hasn't even premiered yet, and you're going straight for murdering one of the biggest awards contenders of the year. The Brutalist just taken out. Hard Truths goes hunting. The Apprentice tends to Wild Robot's wounds. I wouldn't trust The Apprentice if I were you, Wild Robot. You want to stay far away from that guy. Dune Part 2 tries to spear fish with a trident. The Substance fishes. Okay, so both of them getting some fish. The Room Next Door receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Honora constructs a shack. All right, good for you, Honora. September 5th also receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor, and Sing Sing is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Fallen Tributes. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Challengers, A Real Pain, and The Brutalist. Farewell to you fine movies. I wonder if your Oscar odds will fare better. Night 1. Honora receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. September 5th receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Everybody's getting medicine. All these campaigners. Amelia Perez, A Complete Unknown, Life of Chuck, Substance, and Conclave are all sleeping in shifts. No one's trusting each other. Sing Sing is awoken by nightmares. Wicked attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Is there no fire spell in that Grimmery book, Elphaba? I'm Still Here, Blitz, and The Apprentice sleep in shifts. Okay, again, watch out for that Apprentice guy. The Wild Robot loses sight of where she is. Saturday Night sets up camp for the night. Nickel Boys receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Hard Truth is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Yeah, you and Wicked are just really, really struggling. But also, you've both got tridents, so you got that going for you. Dune Part 2 attacks the room next door, but Baby Girl protects her, killing Dune Part 2. Again, another top Oscar movie taken out of the race, and it's done by Baby Girl. So is it trying to tell me that movie is a bigger contender than I'm thinking? And The Fire Inside and Gladiator 2 huddle for warmth. Day 2. The Apprentice receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Lot of supporters that guy has. Honora bashes Baby Girl's head against a rock several times. Okay. So after Baby Girl killed Dune Part 2, Honora is like, ooh, we can't leave anything to chance. That one is dangerous. And Honora takes down that one. Honora is going to go the distance, I think. The Wild Robot defeats Nickel Boys in a fight, but spares his life. Wild Robot, proving to be surprisingly strong. September 5th, The Substance, The Life of Chuck, The Fire Inside, and I'm Still Here, all hunting for other tributes. Gladiator 2 receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Yeah, Denzel Washington is rooting for you. Conclave attacks Blitz, but manages to escape. Okay, those two potential Best Picture contenders having a bit of a tussle. Hard Truths collects fruit from a tree. I imagine you're using the trident. The Room Next Door discovers a cave. We'll call it the Cave Next Door. A Complete Unknown, Wicked, and Saturday Night hunting for other tributes. Sing Sing sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Smart. And Amelia Perez searches for firewood. You gotta need that light when you perform your next musical number. 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance, Dune Part 2 and Baby Girl. Okay, that's 5 movies down so far, 19 to go. Night 2. A Complete Unknown fends Sing Sing, Conclave, and Honora away from his fire. Okay, Timothée Chalamet is proving to be quite substantial. The Substance silently snaps the Fire Inside's neck. Damn, I knew that The Substance would be violent. And Fire Inside, granted, I wasn't thinking that would be a serious Best Picture player, but it's, I think, somewhat in the running, at least for supporting actor, and it's just been taken out of the race for picture by The Substance. 5 more movies sleeping in shifts. Amelia Perez, The Wild Robot, The Apprentice, Blitz, and I'm Still Here. So they're all safe for the night. The Life of Chuck ambushes September 5th and kills him. This feels a little too real. The Life of Chuck is really like making his presence known as an awards contender and taking out September 5th, which some people thought would be an awards contender. Gladiator 2 is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. And here we go! It's the showdown! Wicked tracks down and kills Hard Truths. They're both having their fights with their tridents, but Wicked ultimately got the upper hand. No one's gonna bring me down. Saturday Night lets Nickel Boys into a shelter, and the room next door sets up the camp next door for the night. Day 3. Wicked and Gladiator 2 work together for the day. That is very fitting considering they're both going to release on the same day, and it's going to be Glicked. Is that what they're calling it? The new Barbenheimer, sorry. The room next door constructs the shack next door. I gotta stop doing that. Sing Sing and Saturday Night hunt for other tributes. Conclave bashes the wild robot's head against a rock several times. Okay, I knew the wild robot wasn't going to make it too far in the race, because even in this situation, the animated movie never gets too far. But for Conclave to be the one to do it, I guess it's like, you are a robot, you are not a true being of God, and therefore you must die. Yeah, that makes sense. That's oddly fitting. A Complete Unknown and Blitz fight Nickel Boys and the Life of Chuck. A Complete Unknown and Blitz survive. So Nickel Boys is down and Life of Chuck is down. Damn, Life of Chuck was really going for it. That movie really looked like it was making a play for the win, but it's been taken out of the running now, and so has Nickel Boys, I'm afraid. Complete Unknown is still in there, and Blitz is still in there. The Substance attacks Honora, but she manages to escape. Ooh, Substance also being one of the more violent ones, but Honora is still going strong on accounts that it's an actual Best Picture movie. I'm Still Here tries to spearfish with a trident, as does The Apprentice, and Amelia Perez explores the arena. 6 cannon shots can be heard in the distance: The Fire Inside, September 5th, Hard Truths, The Wild Robot, Nickel Boys, and The Life of Chuck. Okay, I'm going to check everyone's status now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 movies still in the race, so just over half. Still rooting for Honora, although A Complete Unknown and Life of Chuck are tied for most kills, but Life of Chuck is taken out of the competition there. Other movies... Oh, no, Blitz has 3 kills. I didn't even see that. So, yeah, Blitz. Count on the World War II movie to be the most violent one. Okay, next up, we have Night 3. Saturday Night and The Substance talk about the tribute still alive. Those two may want to look out for each other. Sing Sing thinks about winning. Wicked attempts to climb a tree, but falls on Honora, killing them both. So I guess your broomstick gave out, Alphaba, and that's great, because not only have you taken yourself out of the running, you've taken possible Best Picture frontrunner Honora out of the running as well. That is just... The Apprentice receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. I mean, that guy's got a lot of sponsors. Conclave receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor as well. I mean, the Pope has a lot of sponsors too. Okay, A Complete Unknown cries himself to sleep. What are you sad about? The fact that Dune Part 2 is no longer in the race? Blitz, I'm Still Here, Amelia Perez, and Room Next Door are all sleeping in shifts, and Gladiator 2 goes to sleep on his own. And now we come to Day 4. Blitz defeats the Room Next Door in a fight, but spares their life. The Apprentice receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Not going to make the same joke again. Sing Sing stalks I'm Still Here. You know, one of the jokes I made a lot in the previous recording is, I'm Still Here is still in the race, and wouldn't it be funny if that movie is the last one left? Okay, and so now I'm switching it to a different Room Next Door and Apprentice jokes, and it's just blah. Conclave receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Amelia Perez constructs a shack, rooting for that one now. Gladiator 2 tends to A Complete Unknown's wounds. Saturday Night searches for a water source. And The Substance practices archery. 2 cannon shots can be heard, Wicked and Honora. So I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 tributes left. 11 tributes. Night 4. The Room Next Door dies from hypothermia. So, not cancer as it was supposed to be in the plot of the movie, but hypothermia. Like, that's the twist ending. I hope Julianne Moore has accepted death by now. The Apprentice receives fresh food again. Amelia Perez kills Conclave with his own weapon. Wait, what was the weapon? What weapon would Conclave have? Just holy water? Just pouring the holy water? I cast you out. A giant cross. You beat him in the head with it. Okay, but you know what? A trans woman kills the priest movie. That's, I approve of that. Blitz tries to sing himself to sleep. Gladiator 2 defeats I'm Still Here in a fight, but spares their life, so I'm Still Here, again, is still in the race. The substance loses sight of where she is. Sing Sing thinks about home. And Saturday Night kills a complete unknown with a sickle. So Saturday Night is turning out to be violent in this race. The Feast. So this usually happens, for those who haven't read The Hunger Games, when the game makers feel like there hasn't been enough death. But I feel like the deaths are progressing at a pretty good rate, so I don't know why they're doing the feast now. But this usually means a bunch of people are going to get taken out really quickly. So, the cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Sing Sing decides not to go to the feast. Smart. Sing Sing is safe. Gladiator 2 sets Blitz on fire with a Molotov. Ugh! Blitz is taken out of the running. So sorry, Steve McQueen, but Gladiator 2 proves successful. Amelia Perez takes a staff leaning against the cornucopia. Yes! Really rooting for Amelia Perez in this race. I'm Still Here and the Substance work together to drown Saturday Night. Yeah, they heard. They heard that in a previous reality, Saturday Night was surprisingly violent, so they took Saturday Night out of the competition. The Apprentice dies from an infection. So obviously, I do not support real violence against political figures, but seeing how this is all pretend and how we're talking about movies and not people, yep, would be kind of a bummer if The Apprentice were to win. Day 5. Amelia Perez discovers a river. I'm Still Here is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Sing Sing receives an explosive. Okay, all these movies are still like making a play for it. Gladiator 2 poisons the substance's drink. She drinks it and dies. Hopefully in a really horrific body horror way that's going to get nominated for makeup. Okay, proceed. Fallen tributes. 7 cannon shots can be heard. The Room Next Door, Conclave, A Complete Unknown, Blitz, Saturday Night, The Apprentice, and The Substance. So if my math is correct, we should only have 4 names left, and we do. They are Amelia Perez, Gladiator 2, I'm Still Here, and Sing Sing. Ooh, place your bets now. Could Amelia Perez or Sing Sing actually be the Best Picture winner at the end of the day? We will see. Night 5, I'm Still Here receives clean water. Gladiator 2 convinces Sing Sing to snuggle with him. And Amelia Perez sets up camp for the night, okay? No one's dying yet. This would be the part at the Hunger Games where the audience at home is getting impatient. I'm Still Here tries to spear fish. Amelia Perez searches for water source. Sing Sing picks flowers, and Gladiator 2 receives an explosive. Okay, the tension. No cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Sing Sing screams for help. Amelia Perez climbs a tree. I'm Still Here climbs a tree. Gladiator 2 quietly hums. No dying. A whole day without dying. I think at this point I'm rooting for Amelia Perez because I just want to see him do it. Sing Sing is unable to convince Gladiator 2 not to kill him. Oh, just as I say that, Sing Sing is taken out of the running. That was my second choice. I'm Still Here and Amelia Perez hunt for other tributes. Okay. Can Amelia Perez win this? 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Sing Sing. Just like the real movie, you've been taken out as soon as A24 acquired The Brutalist. But that's unrelated here. Night 7. Gladiator 2 thinks about home. Amelia Perez goes to sleep. And I'm Still Here is no longer here because it dies from an infection. Day 8. Gladiator 2 bleeds out due to untreated injuries, which means the winner is Amelia Perez. Okay, you go. That is interesting. Okay, so let's look at the charts now. Amelia Perez comes in first place. This is the lineup with how it all went down. And there's some debate of these movies. Which are you predicting to win Best Picture? Which are you predicting to get nominated for Best Picture? And does Amelia Perez winning this game, is that going to impact your predictions? Do you think it's going to go farther? Let's look at the summary now and the statistics. That's the real thing. Who had Blitz and Gladiator 2 tied for the most kills? I guess those are more violent than average movies. The Substance got 2 kills, though, which is fitting. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching this. Let me know if you want to see more of this kind of content. I feel like I didn't have as much commentary as I did the first time I recorded this because my thoughts were a little bit more fresh, but hopefully you still enjoyed it. If you want to see more, I could always do another one with a lot more Best Picture contenders, or I could start bringing in Best Actor and Best Actress contenders. So let me know if that's something that you would want to see. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later. May the odds be ever in your favor.